From the CPN network itself, just initially, I've never experienced such support in my life. I kind of tend to be one of those audiologists that calls when I need it or calls customer service whenever I need it. I mean, I'm working with hearing aids. I've been programming hearing aids for a very long time. Very rarely am I calling the manufacturer for help or support. But I had zero experience in cochlear implants. I mean, when you look at me, you think with the number of cochlear implants that we have, I think we're upwards to 200 cochlear implant recipients in our clinics now. I haven't counted recently, but the last time I counted, it was 160, and that was several months ago. So it's inching towards 200, and I didn't have a cochlear implant class in college. I didn't have a rotation that was heavy in cochlear implants, but because Cochlear is so supportive of their audiologists and their surgeons and anybody who wants to recommend a cochlear implant, it was such a smooth transition. And I never felt stupid. I would get to a point where I'm like, where does this piece go? It was always the hardware that was the hardest part for me. I could handle the programming, but it was the hardware. I don't know how this snaps together. I could call, and the audiologist on call would just say, not the first time I've ever gotten that question before. Let me walk you through it. And all of my problems were solved. So in addition to the patient feeling like they were supported, I felt like I was supported, and I was always going to have that support behind me. And I know some of those audiologists just wanted to laugh out loud whenever I called, but they were all very supportive and didn't do it to my face. But instantly, I started advertising that I was a cochlear implant provider. So when you live in a town that, I guess when I first started, people still read the newspaper. Not that they don't read the newspaper now, but it's certainly dwindling. And they would open up the newspaper, and it would be like, used car sales for hearing aids. I mean, I would get comments on it all the time. People being bombarded with solicitations in the mail and mailers, and they get sick of it and make comments about it. But if you mention somewhere that you work with this implantable device, it draws a lot of attention, not only from people who know what a cochlear implant is, but every person who is a hearing aid candidate thinks that they want something implanted into their head that they don't want to think about. I mean, maybe in the beginning, probably 50% of the people who thought they were a cochlear implant candidate were a cochlear implant candidate when they came into my office. I mean, a lot of them were ending up in better hearing aids, or maybe reprogramming their existing hearing aids, but just needed service. So advertising that I was a cochlear implant provider really enhanced every aspect of my business, because people didn't know what they were and they were curious about it.